want them to go to court tomorrow so that I can deal with them once and for all. Because you know, in court, it is a very interesting situation. I love it. All the money I've made in my life, I've made in court. I've not aimed at anybody, but I can aim. And that if you fire at me, I will fire back. Mark my word. I have it right here. And I'm saying, come baby, come.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Koinange, and this is Jeff Koinange Live. I'm going to begin by reading a tweet from Benji Ndolo. Benji simply says, "This lotto stuff is crap." 22 minutes past the hour. The show was supposed to begin 20 minutes ago. It's an important show. Lotto can wait. Okay, enough venting. If it's Wednesday, it's all about politics, state of the nation, in particular, state of corruption. And you know, if another day, another scandal, everything from Interior Ministry to devolution, you name it, we've been hearing it. Although now, someone wants to put a gag on it. But for us, we're going to continue talking. Because as I keep saying, we got to keep talking. Because the moment we stop talking is the moment we start fighting. Tonight, a man who is no stranger to controversy. You saw that clip there. Who could ever forget the man who said that famous phrase, "Come, baby, come." That, by the way, was the launch of his first book, Peeling Back the Mask. He went on to write another book called Kidneys for the King, and he commutes between here and Canada. So he has a foot on each continent. Every time he comes back, we like to have him on because this man calls it like he sees it. That's right. Could be anything from Boutros to Miguna Miguna. We simply like to call him Miguna Miguna. Man with the same name twice. Good to see you, my brother.
Thank you.
Apologies for coming on so late. This is totally, it's not our fault.
No problem. They will say it is Africa.
Yeah, the other day I was watching a movie and the line kept coming, TIA. This is Africa.
It's terrible.
TIA. And it shouldn't be that way, Miguna. Just like corruption shouldn't be that way.
We're children of the same God.
Children of a lesser God, maybe. Your thoughts? Corruption in Kenya, and you look at it from your viewpoint out in Canada, Miguna. What do people think of what's going on here? Is this a laughable situation?
It's a sad situation. I think it's a situation that should make us very angry. We can't laugh at it. It's beyond a crisis. I believe that at the rate at which it is going, if it is allowed to continue this way for another 3 weeks, Kenya will clearly be certified as a failed state.
But another 3 weeks, that's ridiculous, because the latest scandal, the cabinet secretary for devolution was summoned to the EACC. She's been cleared. Her PS has been cleared. They've been blaming each other back and forth. They've both been cleared.
Who cleared them?
EACC.
Well, I don't know if they have been cleared, but if they have been cleared, then I can say that there is no EACC. That is a moribund organization. It doesn't know what its mandate is, and I'm not sure that it is a functioning institution that is capable of doing its work. The Director of Public Prosecutions, or the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, is also not doing its work. The police service is not doing its work, because actually I'm surprised that people are even talking about it, because these people should actually right now be tried for serious crimes of massive theft of public resources, of looting at a scale that is unprecedented in the history of any country in the world. The amounts of money that have been lost, that have been stolen, brazenly stolen, callously stolen, evidence everywhere. And nobody has been arrested. This is an unprecedented scandal.
And the fact that nobody's doing anything about it, Miguna, I mean, one would have thought, because when the president started his term,
Yes.
I'm going to run on an anti-corruption, vein. This is my thing, and I'm going to clamp down on anyone who steals, who seems to even be sniffing a deal.
And he gave a beautiful speech in Parliament at which he gave 90 days for things to happen. And he suspended 5 cabinet secretaries. And then nothing has happened. So, at one level, the president has also lost his script. You can't tolerate this amount of corruption and expect that the country will be with you. The country right now is not with President Uhuru Kenyatta. That's a fact. So he cannot have any excuse saying it is parliament. It is not parliament. It isn't EACC. We did not elect EACC as the president of the Republic of Kenya. EACC did not appoint the cabinet secretaries or the principal secretaries. President Uhuru Kenyatta did. If these individuals were appointed to discharge functions pursuant to the Constitution and the law given to them by the president, and they have failed massively as they have done, firstly, he should have fired them without equivocation. He has equivocated for too long. It is annoying, and you must be told point blank that you are failing the country. And that you are the president, you are failing the country, you are abrogating the constitution under which you swore to uphold, and if you're looking for elections in 2017, you are impeaching yourself. So you should know that. We are not going to give him any more leeway, any more excuses, any more time. If he does not act, if he looks like he's a hostage, then I think the opposition and everybody else has a right to ask for his impeachment.
Okay, at the same time, Miguna, if you as a cabinet secretary, if you were implicated, even at all, even a whisker, even if you were not guilty, would you as an individual say, you know what, I'm going to step aside? Let me just step aside for now.
Well, me, I would, but if you don't, and this is what is important, because you see, these people did not appoint themselves. The state is more important. The presidency is more important. And all this, what is happening, implies that the state is no longer important, individuals are. And that individuals are not just above the law, they are above the state. They are more important than the presidency. And the president seems to allow them to carry on like that. And that can't continue.
Miguna, how does 791 million disappear? How do people steal billions under our eyes and noses and they get away with it?
You see, the beauty of it is that the money has not disappeared. That the individual who got the money is known. The account that the money was deposited in is known. The source where the money came from is known. And we also know that there was no service rendered for which the money was paid. So all these people should be arrested. It's as simple as that. Really, you don't have this is the clearest case. It's open and shut. You take them to court, they will be convicted, let them serve 20 years. It will be a lesson to Kenyans, and it will be a good start. Then Uhuru would ride to his second term without any problem. Why is he carrying this baggage and the ship has capsized, and instead of floating and getting out of the ship, he's going under the ship.
Oops. Speaking of going under
the ship with a glass of water.
Miguna, what if he's not interested in the second term? Have you ever thought of that as people?
No, I think that is inconceivable. I think he's interested in a second term, and I think constitutionally He has a right to seek a second term if he's interested. If he was not interested in the second term, what is he doing? Why are they making all manner of nonsense? Why are they subverting the impeachments against the minister, for example? Why? It seems as if they are interested in a second term, but they are either incapable or unwilling or both to do anything about what is happening.
And they are giving the opposition a field day, Miguna. It's a field day.
Of course.
They're laughing all the way.
Yeah, and they should laugh all the way. It's presented on a silver platter. I mean, these people have given Raila a Christmas gift in November.
Christmas in November.
Christmas in November, before the Pope arrives.
But is this salvageable? I mean, look, for instance, yesterday, Interior Cabinet Secretary General Joseph Nkaiseri,
A good friend of mine,
is he your mate?
made a big scandal. I don't know where he was thinking from. I mean, how do you arrest an editor for writing a story?
How?
The worst that could happen is that you take them to court for defamation if they have defamed anyone. It's not a criminal offense to write a story.
Yeah.
If somebody disagrees with the story, they take somebody to court.
And all John Girachi was saying was 3.8 billion shillings was spent in one day.
And shouldn't have been.
And it appeared before the committee.
Yeah, and shouldn't have been. And really, the story is scandalous. The minister should be called to account instead of him trying to get excuses or misuse his powers to order an arrest. And even the police, how do you arrest somebody who has not committed a crime? What was the probable and reasonable, what was the reasonable and probable ground that they had that this individual had committed any crime? What was the crime?
According to the Star, they said, plot to topple Uhuru.
How? By writing a story? If President Uhuru's government is so weak that a story can topple it, then it better just resign and go home.
Are you disappointed, Miguna?
Completely disappointed. Of course, everybody, any reasonable human being right now is disappointed with this government. I supported this government.
Yes, you did.
And I continue to give it a lot of excuses. But any sensible, reasonable, honest person can no longer look the other way.
I asked you a moment ago, is this salvageable?
Well, there is no situation that is not salvageable, because if it was that way, we would not have hope. So we must have hope. So all I can do is tell the president, because I can tell the president because he's my president, and I elected him, he's supposed to work for me. He's our servant. So I can tell him this: if you don't do anything about this situation, very, very soon, you better forget about 2017. It's as simple as that.
But when you look at the situation, I mean, he was riding a wave.
Obama came here and gave him a very good credit on which he should have cashed. I mean, the endorsement of the American administration of a government that got power in a very stiff election was a huge thing. There are many governments that would have been able to ride that to great success, and they squandered it in 2 months. Nobody remembers that President Obama came here.
No, that's ancient history.
And they could never use it again. And look, Obama was very hard on the opposition. Right now, it is as if Obama's rebuke to the opposition means nothing anymore. You see, the problem is, and I don't know why they did this, we don't have a cabinet. President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto chose nonentities, intellectual, philosophical, ideological nonentities. People who do not have political optics, people who are known in terms of their intellectual depth. You know, you could be a bank manager, you could know how to count shillings, and you rise to be an executive director or managing director of a bank. That doesn't make you a leader. That doesn't mean that you can be a cabinet secretary just because somebody put you at a pedestal at a bank where all you do is count cents and you balance them. That's not leadership. Yeah. So they went to Barclays Bank and they picked somebody. Then they went to some other places and they picked people who we never knew, who had made no contribution to the well-being of this nation. And they called them cabinet secretaries. And they say this is a cabinet. How can that advise a government? So they have nothing. And then they went, and the principal secretaries that they chose. Again, do you remember even 5 of them? Can you name them?
I can name one because he's been in the news every day. Magiti.
When the former president Kenyatta, the first president, elected his cabinet and the principal secretaries, everybody knew them. Even primary school kids knew their names. Why? Because these were people of substance. And they delivered. They delivered. Why could these people do the same?
And of course, once they were appointed, they can't stand up to the president in that room. They can't stand up to him.
They can't even stand up to you. They would rather shut you up and put you to jail. They can't sit here and debate you.
No.
So how can you call this a cabinet secretary? A cabinet secretary who can go before a parliamentary committee and say, I don't know the price of a pen. Well, if you don't know, what are you doing in the cabinet? Because you are put there to know the price of a pen, and to know the price of paraffin, and to know the price of maize, unga, and to know the price of everything, so that you can take care of our business. If you don't know the price, and then you're buying condoms at what price? But you don't know the price of a pen.
Right.
You know, they say that they were teaching people how to prevent HIV/AIDS by buying vibrators. My friend, I've not seen a vibrator in my life. And I know very well how you prevent HIV. Do you need a vibrator to prevent HIV? A female vibrator, how does it look? And these people are teaching each other at the boardroom how to use vibrators. That's what we put them in those positions for.
And they bought them at a high price.
These guys are jokers.
For a moment, Miguna, let's be serious here. You know Iguru, right? You worked with her in your previous life.
And she was very nice.
If you were her, would you have resigned or stepped aside?
I said long time ago. You know, nobody has ever said Miguna stole this, not even 1 cent. If you say I've stolen something, first of all, I'll take you to court. And I mean, you'll come and explain what I've stolen. And of course, I'll resign. But I'll take you to court. These people have not taken anybody to court. Well, she did take Raila, and that is very beautiful. Because now, how can she win? I think Raila is laughing all the way to the bank.
All the way?
All the way to the bank.
He's smiling.
Well, the media has already proven his case. These people are corrupt through and through, from top to bottom. You know what I call this situation? A point of no return for this government.
No, Miguna, you said it's salvageable.
No, but you see, a situation is salvageable if you are willing and able to do something to salvage it. If you don't, the more you try to do the same, the more you do the reverse. That is why it is called a point of no return. In economics, a point of diminishing returns. The more you do, the more you diminish. So these people cannot succeed if they continue doing what they're doing. It's not possible.
Okay, I want to take a break, come back and talk about, can they steal more? Is there more to be stolen? Is there so much money in this country that, everybody's stealing left, right, and center?
That's our own question. We should be asking, how long should they serve in jail? That's the question.
If you were DPP, would these people be in jail?
20 years minimum. 20 years minimum. And I will try them alone. I will wear my gown and I will prosecute them myself. I will not delegate it to somebody else.
No.
Even right now, if they want, as a special prosecutor, I want to prosecute them. I want to prosecute these two, particularly. Iguru and Mangiti, I want to try them myself.
20 years?
20 years minimum.
Somebody get this man a job.
with hard labor.
Hello. The man with the same name twice. Miguna Miguna, calling it like he sees it. By the way, the hashtag tonight, Miguna Miguna. Let's talk about these issues. Goodness gracious me, if this thing is salvageable, let's face it, maybe this man is the answer. But nobody listens to me, I just talk.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We will listen.
We keep talking. We're going to take a break, come back plenty more after this break. Again, apologies for starting this program so late. But it's been worth it. Miguna Miguna, Jaguna Jaguna is on the bench. We'll be